talking while the... Thank you very much. Can I ask anybody who is not talking to turn their videos off and to mute themselves for the time being, just to make it easier for the connection to work well for absolutely everybody who's on. So if I could ask everybody else for the time being, and when you're called to join and talk, then please you can unmute and turn your videos on. So I think it's time to officially launch InnoConf21. Welcome, everybody. There's 31 of us. That's absolutely fine. I think we're past 30, so we can get going. So officially, welcome to InnoConf21, Shaping Futures for Modern Languages in Higher Education. My name, as you can see there, Zoom does the job for me, is Enza Siciliano Verruccio. Many of you know me already. I am an associate professor in second language education at the Department of Modern Language, Department of Languages and Cultures. Maybe Daniela will explain why I keep saying things like that. Here at the University of Reading, and I'm here talking to you to introduce you to the conference and to the day as one of the organizers of today's event. So without further ado, I really would like you to meet all the other colleagues, wonderful colleagues who've been I've been working with since last year to get this event going. So I will go in an order that it was relatively random. It is relatively random here. Marine, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Marine Aurin, as you can see on Zoom, and I'm a lecturer in French at the University of Reading. And yes, I'm part of this wonderful InnoConf organizing committee, and I hope you will enjoy the conference.
Thank you, Marine. Do we have Oscar here?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Oscar Garcia, and I'm a lecturer in Spanish at the University of Reading, and I'm also the TEL coordinator of the department. So thank you very much for coming and welcome.
Brilliant. Sophie, are you there? Is Sophie here? Not yet. Shall we move to Raul?
Good morning, everybody. So you can see me. I'm Raul Machena Magadan. I'm also a lecturer in Spanish language in the department, but I'm also the language coordinator for the degree programs in the department.
Thank you, Raul. I don't know if Michael is around, and Michael wants to say hello as well. I cannot see. We do have a strict rota and distribution of responsibilities and tasks today, so some people may be joining late. But I also have to mention Sophie Payne from the German section, a German lecturer, and Michael Lyons, our teaching associate for the School of Literature and Languages, who's been helping us throughout the preparation. But also let me mention Melanie Kudrow, who's now sadly not working with us any longer, but she also helped quite intensively at the start of getting our communication going, especially with presenters, so you may have seen her name. So thank you to all my colleagues for this. This wouldn't have happened without everybody's contribution. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to just try to get you to understand what InnoConf21 at Reading is, what the concept behind it is, but also I will then shortly pass on the baton to Professor Daniela Lapena, who is our head of department, and then after Daniela's brief talk, it will come back to me, and I will just try and get you to navigate through the program and give you a few updates about the program. So where did it all start? Sorry for taking you back some time, but I think we need to talk about the world pre-COVID before we can really, so that we can also understand what COVID is doing and what COVID, the kind of impact, and we cannot avoid mentioning COVID either. When we first proposed our candidature to host Reading, that was in 2018-19, it was a long time ago, and the kind of concept that at the time we wanted to attach to the conference was that of innovating in collaboration. Daniela possibly will tell you more about it, but it was very much as a reflection of what was happening in our department, which was being merged with the University Language Center. And we saw the future and innovation as a bright future of collaboration. That has not gone, but a lot has happened since. In 2020, InnoConf was hosted by Newcastle. That was going back to Newcastle on its 10th anniversary. Newcastle originated this brand, the Innovation Conference of Language Teaching and Learning in University. And Newcastle had started, this was before COVID, with one particular concept, which was that of facilitating transitions. So transitions from secondary education to university and then forward to the world of work. Not at the last minute, but almost at the last minute, the effect of the pandemic on our delivery of teaching and our reception of teaching had to be included in that conference. And so they added as a sub-theme the transition to a post-pandemic world of, of teaching languages. And I think that was very optimistic, but also it's in the nature of the conference to look forward. And so absolutely in keeping with the spirit. What at the time Newcastle was talking about was a new normal, and Newcastle hosted the conference in September, just before the start of the year. For the first time, it had been moved to September, and that was also to mark a sense of expectation, but also of excitement, I think, amongst the community that has always embraced innovation and what it can offer and how it can improve language teaching. Now, when our turn came, the idea of collaboration was sort of put aside, but you have to imagine that it's very much the way we operate here at Reading. We are a very, very closely knit community of colleagues together with our students, and we do work in collaboration, and we approach also the innovation as a collaborative endeavor. And so when it came to us and we had to write our call for papers, we kept wondering what kind of slant we wanted to give to InnoConf this year. And this question kept surfacing, which is, we have innovated, what now? And I think we all have found ourselves, especially towards the end of this academic year, looking back rather than looking forward, but a lot of looking back to evaluate and assess and a bit of reckoning also with what had happened, with this extraordinary transformation, extraordinary accelerated innovation. So there was something going on, which was that innovation was not in the future, it was in the present. It was not something that we were aspiring to, but something we were living, and very much so without possibly having chosen to necessarily, without having chosen necessarily all the tools, but with whatever that we had. I think we did brilliantly. I think we did something marvelous. So what we wanted to do in this conference was to reflect this, everything, like everybody, so many events. We've had so many events throughout the past few months in terms of evaluating whatever good has happened to us, but also we wanted to stop and reflect. I think this is a very, very much a time for reflection. There was a very strong element of fatigue that I noticed in myself and my colleagues, even when we were creating something as exciting as this event. I think we've innovated. And now what is it that we're going to do now? So there is this moment of reflection where we look at issues of sustainability, of fairness, of inclusivity that we really want to cover as well. We need to think of innovation at a different pace. We don't want to reverse we've taken this road now. We proceeded on it in quite an accelerated manner. We don't want to reverse, but we don't want to continue the acceleration. We want to slow down, we want to think, and we want to think about innovation with a human or humane pace. So this is what we were thinking about, and also Shaping Futures, which is the title of our conference, because we were thinking about all the possible people who could contribute to it. And we realized that there are so many ways of looking at modern languages, language teaching, and it's not just because of the individual way we approach our teaching, but also because there are different angles and different important points of view. And we would like to reflect those in our conference today. So what we're here to do today is to shape futures together. Each of us, we contribute our own vision of the future. You will have seen on Twitter the video of our keynote speaker, beautiful video on a garden and the connection to with language teaching. And so we look forward to the keynote speech to hear more about that. So I will stop now just because I think it's time now for Daniela to give us a sense of the context in which today's conference was created, which is our department here at Reading, but also the context of modern language education in higher education. Daniela, please, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, can you hear me? My name is Daniela Lapenna. I am professor of modern Italian culture here at the University of Reading, and I am honored to be the head of the Department of Languages and Cultures. I'm delighted to welcome you, albeit virtually, at the Innovation in Language Learning and Teaching Conference this year. And I'm very happy to see in the program so many friends, former colleagues taking part to this conference today. I should like to thank my awesome colleagues and language educators extraordinaires who have conceived, organized, and will deliver the conference and support us throughout. It's been a true team effort, as Enza said, and so I should like to thank Enza, Raul, Oscar, Marine, Sophie Payne, and also many other colleagues who are behind the scenes helping the event coming through. So as Enza suggests, I should like to say a few words on the department that is hosting the event today. Language teaching at University of Reading stretches back to the 1920s when the sections of French and then German were created. Italian was added as an ancillary section of the English department. It was felt that Italian would help the understanding of English Renaissance. And this happened in 1948. Italian became a department in 1961. Russian came and went, unfortunately. Spanish was a very recent addition since 2014, and the Dream Team in Spanish has been a wonderful addition to our department. The many languages that we taught at degree level were individual self-standing departments. They were merged into a modern languages department, and then yet again we were merged in 2019 with the institution-wide language program, the University Language Center. I want to acknowledge the fact that as all language specialists in higher education in Great Britain know, mergers and reshapings are a constant feature of language departments. They bring with it turmoil, but also huge opportunities for synergies, collaboration, for rekindling innovation. As I say to my PhD students who are keen to embark on an academic career in the field in this country, this is not for the faint of heart. A language specialist needs to have true grit, never lose sense of purpose, have a strong pedagogical vision grounded in inclusivity and rigor, and you need to be prepared to fight for it every step of the way. Language education, however, has never been more important in the context of Brexit and of the pandemic. In a historical moment where the idea of Britishness is being decoupled from the values of diversity and multiculturalism, which I learned back in the day when I was an English language student at the British Council. They were the foundation of the idea of Britishness back in my hometown in Italy. We remind our pupils every day that notions and ideas change nuance in different languages, that languages offer all of us the opportunity to get in touch with another part of ourselves, but also with worlds that are distant and that we will hopefully very soon be able to visit and share the lived experience again together. So this is, you know, the opportunity of learning languages, of adding nuances and meanings is not a loss to individuality, to a sense of belonging, but in fact is an opportunity for enrichment. During the pandemic pedagogy that started all of a sudden back in March 2020, and it is not yet over, the language class, where pupils are encouraged to interpret their new self through the new language they're learning, we have learned to share our worries in a new format. We have supported our students through thick and thin. We've learned so much about their sense of resilience and our own, and they have supported us in showing us that what we do in the classroom and outside matters, and it is important. So I am very happy to learn from all of you. I will follow your sessions, taking notes, and I'm sure that we will learn so much, and we will be eager to implement those new notions in the classroom very soon. For Reading, the term starts officially on the 27th of September, so it's pretty soon. And so now, without further ado, I would like to go back to Enza and let's start it. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniela. Thank you very much. So just a few words, and I hope to be really quick here because we really want to get started at 9:30 with our keynote. So very few words here just to make you understand how the day is going to work. Let me start also with something I wanted to mention at the beginning, but I think now that there's a bit more of us, it's interesting. I tweeted earlier the numbers for today. I think everybody should know them. We are past 150 registered attendees, which is an incredible result for us. We are extremely happy to see that many people wanting to share and wanted to contribute and participate in this discussion today. Of course, we don't expect all 150 plus to be here all at the same time, but we will see, as I guess, and I gather different people at different times. We have got people joining us from California, as far away as California, if I can think straight right now. We also have 33 presenters. We have people presenting from Macedonia, Germany, Italy, Spain, but also from Canada. So welcome to our Canadian colleagues. If they're there already, it's absolutely thrilling to have you with us today. Also, we have 5 panelists. Daniela, who's just been speaking to you, will be chairing the final discussion panel. And talking of that, let me start from possibly what's going to happen at the end. So you see 2 things on this slide that I'm sharing now. First of all, it's the the hashtag for Twitter, which is InnoConf21. You can lower, you know, if you can stick with the capital letters, it's going to be easier, but it's fine. Please, if you are on Twitter, please do tweet about the day and do use the hashtag. So we will be following you, and I know Teresa is going to also be collecting the tweets about her keynote. And then underneath, it's something very important to us today. Please take note of this. You'll be reminded of this at the beginning of each session that you join. Please go to www.menti.com and enter that code. It will take you to a page in which you can, by answering the question, basically record thoughts, ideas, questions that we are going to refer to at the end of the day when we have our discussion panel. You will have opportunities to use the chats within the sessions for the sessions and presentations you are following live, but please be aware of the fact that we also have this Menti, and I will try and remind you throughout the day of that. It'd be lovely if all of you could just leave a thought, an idea or a question, and then when we have our final discussion panel at 4 o'clock this afternoon, I will feed to Daniela any thoughts and questions that we have there, and she will be referring to them in their discussion. So that would be great. Please take a note of that. The code is 81380652. Let's hope it continues to work, because I kept that slide alive all night so that it would stay there and it wouldn't change. So what happens? So we have, sorry, my phone is telling me things and I should be turning it off. So that is absolutely one of those things that happens. I must have heard that. So the program, you will all have received the program, and the links to each session are there. The password is always the same. Please make sure that you type that I at the beginning as a capital letter. All the sessions, you will find some more colleagues. I haven't mentioned them now. There's going to be more colleagues helping. You should be able to recognize us. We always have this InnoConf21 after our name, and we will be chairing or moderating the sessions. Within the sessions, if you want, you can indicate when you join your affiliation, your institution, or wherever it is that you work, or if you wish to, it'd be so much easier than I think to have a conversation. I think it's like having a badge in one of those conferences that we used to have face to face. Use the hyphen, please, not brackets, because Zoom does not recognize them. In the sessions, we will have long papers, short papers, and workshops. You can choose where to go. Longer short papers are a mix. The short papers are those short 10 minutes, so that you can hear about some research initiatives or ongoing research, and then people want to just share and get ideas from you. I'm afraid I mentioned COVID, and COVID strikes again, keeps striking. And so some of our presenters, I'm afraid, have been caught by COVID. And so we're having a few cancellations, and some colleagues have managed, even though they were not feeling terribly well, they have managed to record a presentation. So just hear carefully now. This will be reminded to you if there are any changes to the program when we move from one session to the other. But paper 3, this is parallel session 1, the second one, the column in the middle in the program. I'm afraid we have a cancellation from Lorraine Ryan from Birmingham. That session will not run. And the following paper, paper 4, that paper is being recorded. So we will be able to play the recording. I will tell you more about that after we finish with the keynote. Then we have in parallel session 3, so this afternoon, the first one in the column, I call it 3A. Sorry, I cannot remember all the titles. Sabina Wozniak from Cardiff, I'm afraid she could be here. She said she would try, but she has sent anyway a recorded presentation. And then for parallel session 4A, again, the first one, the column, paper 13, that's a full cancellation, I'm afraid, from Hamid Saki from Cardiff again. So apart from these sessions, we also have a lunchtime. Please grab your food. I will have my food with me. I'll be very rude, but I'll have my food with me. And I will be sitting in a conversation with Gianfranco Conti, one of the most amazing phenomenon that is happening in secondary level, especially, but throughout sectors of language teaching and learning. And we are really very, very fortunate enough to be able to have Gianfranco with us. He'll be in conversation with us, and we'll talk about his approach and methodologies, this innovation and approach, his methodologies, and how we can start a conversation with the kind of teaching that happens at university level. So I really look forward to having all of you there at lunchtime. And then at the end, at 4 o'clock, we'll have the panel discussion and Remember Menti. So I think that's it now. Oh gosh, am I finishing 2 minutes before it? This is just absolutely unheard of. I am normally 10 minutes late on everything. This is just, I'm sure I've missed something. Yes, sorry. Yeah, so that's something else I wanted to say, which is at the end of each session, we will post and upload the program. Hopefully it all go well. Please just bear with us. The program at the end of each session will be in the chat, so that you can just open that and move to the next one and use the live links of the program there. And as I said, at the end of each session, you will be told what the next session, we will have a reminder what the next session looks like, so that you know exactly, you'll be reminded where you need to go. So, oh, phew, we've done that. So I think now we need to move from here to the next session. If you were told that it's the same, sorry, no, that's not the case. So let's move straight away. Let's move out of here. Let's try and move to the next session, which is the keynote with Teresa, and I'll be there with Raul chairing, Raul monitoring, and me chairing. And I'll see you in a bit. I will just